Hello everyone! Welcome back to another 2v2 Warhammer battle. I am bringing the Beastmen. My ally is going to be the Empire. We are facing off against Dwarves and another Imperial player. For this army, this is an actual requested army, so there are no Gorbals for this one. We have a front line of 4 Gore Herds with 3 Minotaurs with shields mixed in between. They are being led by Kazrak the One-Eye. I do have a Brave Shaman of the Wild for the Cygor, because we're facing off against an Empire player and they are kind of susceptible to terror to break their infantry. 1 group of Harpies, 1 group of Ungor Raiders, a Razor Gore Herd, and then 3 Chaos Warhounds, 2 of which are over here Vanguard deployed to try and support my ally, who has 3 Outriders Vanguard deployed. Back here we have some swordsmen, a couple spears, 2 cannons being led by General of the Empire. We have an Amber Wizard, and then 2 Imperial Knights and 2 handgunners. And that's going to be their army. So I kind of deployed a little back here. The deployment zone for this is right there, but seeing as I had an ally kind of deployed over here with cannons, I'm like, well, they're probably not going to rush up, so I probably shouldn't, at least not immediately rush up, which is why I'm kind of deployed further back. For the enemy army, we have 2 organ guns, 2 demigryph knights with halberds over here, as well as the royal altar of gryphites. So that's 3 demigryph knights in total. Again, the 2 organ guns, dragonback slayers. We have a front line of longbeards with the great weapon version kind of mixed in, along with the grumbling guard. But these are all longbeards, being led by Thorgrim Grudgebearer, a rune smith, 4 normal rangers. Yeah, just normal rangers, no great weapon variants. Then over here for the Empire player, we have a Hellstorm rocket battery, and again, the 3 demigryph knights over there. A main line of swordsmen, the silver bullets, halberdiers, 2 great swords being led by Karl Franz on no mounts at all. And then we also have a group of spearmen over there. So a lot of money invested in the demigryph knights, and especially the artillery. And the organ guns are going to open fire immediately, and they are just going to destroy these Outriders. My Chaos Warhounds are going to kind of get pulled back. They're here just to prevent the enemy cav from reaching the Outriders, but it's not even the enemy cav that's going to be messing them up. It is the organ guns and the rangers. So I'm just going to withdraw from this fight, and I'm going to get my Chaos Warhounds over here. I'm going to start moving my... Actually, I think I want to move my army back because the Hellstorm rocket battery is moving up, and I don't want to get shot at it, or shot by it. And I'm just going to rely on my... allies artillery here to assist in this early part of the battle. I don't want to charge immediately up because then I'll probably be fighting against both of them. Right here you can see the allies cannons are getting some massive amount of damage on these Royal Altar of Gryphites. It's kind of sick. None of these are the Hammer of the Witches. They are slightly upgraded, but holy shit. Like, that's Hammer of the Witches type damage right there. But yeah, just normal cannons just wrecking them pretty hard, which I'm totally cool with. Same thing goes with this demigryph knight with halberds as well. Also got shut up a little bit. So again, going to pull these guys over here, going to get my Harpies up here, and now seeing that the Hellstorm rocket battery is actually facing this way, I'm like, oh, so they're more concerned about the Empire players. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to move up my army up to this little ridge right here. As the Outriders continue to try and assault these demigryph knights being supported by the cannons, but these rangers are getting very close. They're going to start opening fire on the outsiders pretty soon. Excuse me. And then I see the Hellstorm rocket battery is in range of my allies' troops, so... I'm like, okay, let's give this a shot. I see a wide window right here and right here. So I see a gap to try and get to these 2 organ guns and this Hellstorm, which is pulled in front of the enemy infantry. And if they're slow enough in responding with these demigryph knights, then we can do a massive amount of damage. So here we go, Chaos Warhounds into the Hellstorm rocket battery, and this one's going to go whoop, 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 and then go straight for the organ gun. These Rangers were preoccupied with the Outriders. Now they are slowly trying to turn to match the Chaos Warhound. So we do have a little bit more time to get in there and do some damage. This demigryph knight is going to chase this one instead of the one that's hounding their Hellstorm. So we immediately shatter the Hellstorm with the Chaos Puppies, do some decent damage to this organ gun, and then I'm going to have this Chaos Puppy go over here, and we need to shut down these 2 organ guns before the fight starts. And now that the Hellstorm rocket battery is down, and this infantry, which is kind of weak to this army, is kind of out on the wings here, I'm like, well... this is probably a good time, so I'm just going to go. Our infantry line is just going to charge up, backed up by Kazrak and our Brave Shaman of the Wild and the Ungor Raider. Meanwhile, back here, one of our puppies got routed, but they will come back, and the other one is just still wreaking havoc on these 2 organ guns. You can see how much damage they did. These 2 Chaos Puppies shut down the Hellstorm rocket battery, and they are going to shut down these 2 organ guns as well, making them both rout before they are taken out by the 3 demigryph knights who are left. And now the Harpy's going to be coming in here to try and stop the silver bullets. And then here comes the charge of our 3 Minotaurs with shields. Behind them are going to be the Gore Herds, including Kazrak. Ungor Raiders, I'm going to have to start shooting at these Halberdiers because I don't want them dealing too much damage to our Minotaurs with shields. So that's what they're going to be doing. And then over here, my Razor Gores and the other Chaos Puppy that we have are going to be pulling back over here and eventually going to be dealing with these demigryph knights who are coming across the field to support the rest of their infantry right now. But it's going to be a little too late. These Minotaurs and Kazrak are just wrecking these greatswords. Minotaurs are pretty good at killing greatswords, especially ones with the shield version, because the shield version have higher melee defense, so it just makes them survive a little bit longer. And they have similar or the same damage as just normal Minotaurs as well. Then over here, I'm going to try and hold up the 3 Demigryph Knights with my Razorgore herd. They are going to get destroyed. So they're going to weather the charge of all 3 Demigryph Knights. We're going to support them with this Minotaur and this Gore herd, and now the Chaos Puppy to try and poison them. So this was a sacrifice, but now at least my Minotaurs do not have to weather that charge. So this force is actually going to hold for a while since we were poisoning them. We have the Gore herds over there. I just summoned my Cygor, which then immediately terrorized the local infantry as I wanted it to, and now the Dwarf player is going to be sending their forces over behind me as I am routing the Empire infantry, and they're running to the hills. I'm going to start casting some AoE spells on these Rangers, and my ally is still kind of back here. They haven't even casted any spells yet. So I'm like, oh, this kind of sucks, but we're going to send our Chaos Puppies over here. Our Harpy's going to go over here and try to shut down these Rangers, along with the Brave Shaman of the Wild is going to go over there to try and shut down the Rangers. Meanwhile, all of the Longbeards are now coming behind me. I'm going to have my Cygor tank them and Thorgrim. Meanwhile, the Ungor Raiders are going to be firing into these Grumbling Guard to try and shut them down, but they're going to be pushed out by the this swordsman here soon is going to be chasing them. Also, I'm going to switch their attention to these silver bullets as soon as they start firing again. You can see that Kazrak managed to destroy Karl Franz for the most part, along with the help of the Gores. Finishing up some spearmen over here. Cygor again is tanking the entire dwarf melee force as our Gore herds and Minotaurs finish off the enemy's Imperial troops. Rangers are now also raining death upon my all my forces over here. Again, my ally, they are going to sit here. At least they send their Amber Wizard, and the Amber Wizard is going to summon a Manticore and cast a single Flock of Doom. They also do have 1 Empire Knight out here destroying the routing soldiers as well. So that's something, I guess. But that's also what my puppies are doing. My Harpy's about to rout because there's just so many Rangers there and killing them in melee. I've summoned done multiple AoE spells with the Brave Shaman, trying to shut down this range force. There goes that Manticore is going to be sent over here as well. Kazrak is now leading what forces we have left against the remaining dwarf forces who we are now tanking after destroying the Empire forces. These Ungors are going to have to run all the way back here because I have nothing to stop the swordsman right now. Here I'm going to disengage from these 3 Demigryph Knights and try and pull everybody close together around Kazrak. We're going to be routing this Longbeard, and then we're going to be shifting everything over here to try and shut down Thorgrim, the Runesmith, and the Grumbling Guard, or the Longbeards there. Meanwhile, over here, my Harpies are routed, and my Brave Shaman is now kind of singled out against these Rangers and the Longbeards, so I'm going to actually withdraw him as well. Manticore is doing some damage as well. Meanwhile, the Empire Knight back there, along with an Outrider, still kind of causing havoc. My Chaos Puppy is going to come back against these silver bullets. These Ungors are still being chased, and I'm just like, oh my god, please help me, Empire player. They didn't even move their handgunners up here to support. Like, think about how easy this would be. My forces are holding all these Longbeards at bay. These handgunners are free to fire, but they are not. They're just going to sit here instead of sitting here and firing into the backs of these fucking Longbeards. And I'm just screaming, help me! For God's sakes! I'm fighting the Empire player and the Dwarf player at the same time. Meanwhile, I'm still just trying to micro back here with the Chaos Puppies and the Harpies who came back from running, trying to destroy all of these Rangers once and for all. My Chaos Puppies over here are going to rout these silver bullets, and then they're going to rout off the field. Ungors are still being chased, even though we're so close to my ally. They have Empire Knights just sitting back here. Fuck! I'm like, god damn it! So the rest of my forces are slowly just dying to what remains of the Empire Demigryph Knights, Great Swords, and Thorgrim's Longbeards here. Kazrak can not stand tanking 2 of these armies, so I am going to eventually just withdraw. I'm going to anything that can make it out at this point. I'm like, okay, you know what? I've had it, so I'm going to run behind the Empire's forces because they refuse to move. Look at it, they just refuse to move past this point. What are you doing? So anyway, rest of my Chaos Puppies still out here trying to deal with the Rangers. Again, we routed those silver bullets. Karl Franz is running for some reason. I'm not entirely sure. And only until this swordsman unit gets close to their spears are they actually going to... There we go. They finally send at least their 1 Empire Knights back here to save my poor Ungor Raiders who have been running for like 2 minutes. Because I had nothing to stop these guys because everything is tied up into the dwarves and the Empire over here. So here goes the remaining of my forces, which is not much at this point because since we fought so hard and fought both fucking armies. So now we're retreating to the Empire player to force their hand to make them fire. This Amber Wizard only cast 2 spells and then retreated back behind the swordsman. He's on a flying mount. They have no flying. You were not even in danger. But we won the game because the enemy, they gave up before the final clash of the what remained of the dwarves and the Empire player happened. I was just like, what? What are you doing? I just want, like, just send the 2 handgunners. I would have been happy because they would have crushed those longbeards by shooting them in the backs as my fucking army was getting massacred. But it's still a victory. So good game to Teds, Hyde, and Burt Reynolds. Kazrak, 36 kills, also duked it out with Karl Franz for a bit. Gorehurst did really well, the Minotaurs did really well. Especially well at tanking 3 Demigryph Knights, but they did have support of Poisoned Puppies and a Goreherd in there as well. But I honestly thought they would die a lot quicker, but no, they held their ground against those Demis pretty well. Chaos Puppies, MVPs, shut down the Organ Guns and the Hellstorm Rocket Battery, and then just tons and tons of archers and all sorts of stuff there at the end. Harpies did really well at the same job. Razor Herd wore a charge very well and prevented that charge damage from going onto our Minotaurs, so way to go, Razor Herd. For Teds, 48 kills with these Empire Knights who were killing routing troops in the background. The 3 Outriders were pretty active throughout the entire battle, but really didn't get much work done, it looks like. The Cannons, though, they did pretty good, over 100 kills each, so that's good. It's pretty good. These guys got the 8 kills at the very end on those swordsmen. For Hyde, Dragonback Slayer, 70 kills is really good. Rangers got some okay kills. These things destroyed the Outriders for the most part before we got into them. And I think that's about it. The Longbeards, for the most part, got all the kills on my Gores and my Minotaurs. And then for Burt's infantry, without the support of those 3 Demigryph Knights, because this is where all their money was, we shut down those Silver Bullets pretty quickly. And then their infantry just melted. Like, this low-armored infantry has no chance against 4 Goreherds, Kazarak, and a Cygor. And then the Great Swords just melted to the Minotaurs. So, their poor infantry was not really supported by the Demigryph Knights. If the Demigryph Knights were there, that would have been a much different battle. Those 3 Demigryph Knights supporting the infantry and the Halberdiers and Great Swords against my Minotaurs with shields, yeah, that would have been a different outcome. But they were too concerned with the Outriders. They were just chasing them all around. And that Hellstorm Rocket Battery somehow managed to get 1 kill. I guess their crew killed a puppy because it never actually fired. It never let it fire. But yeah, good game to Hyde, Burt Reynolds, and Teds. Shout out to Ted's Cannons who did some work there. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the battle, everybody, and let's go watch a cinematic view of basically what ended up being Beastmen mercs hired by an Imperial Lord. That's what it felt like. It felt like we were just dirty mercenaries thrown to the wolves to see what we can do before the, pristine Empire infantry, steps in and claims victory. That's what it felt like. That's seriously what it felt like, because my army was in tatters at the end, and we're just running to the Empire lines like, fucking help me, please. Please. And the Empire's like, man, dirty mercs. Anyway, let's go watch cinematic view. I guess it did fire off 1 shot. Then wave 2.
Sigmar is shamed this day! Keep clear!
That must be a scary sight.
Let's have ya! We will hold.
These poor sacrificial hordes. God. They just got massacred. Reinforcements are coming! Yeah, here's Kazrak. So I did also give him his Poison Whip, which is a pretty good item. It's a nice self buff. And that definitely assisted in killing Carl, well, routing Carl. This Cygor, man, it tanks so much damage from these Longbeards. Goodbye, Cygor. You did some work.
Come, lads! Slay 'em! Make me proud of the province!
This is more just trying to make it out.
Fight, men! Fight for our right to live!
Not much else is really going on. Well, I guess his knights will be moving soon. Man, look at these untouched Imperial troops. Must be nice.
Do not trust wizards!
Nice charge. So that's going to do it, everybody. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and I will see you all next time. Take care.